Hello everyone, I'm going to follow up on a promise I made and present my findings on a social media survey I hosted earlier this week. I want to start off by saying thank you so much to everyone who participated in my survey. I really appreciate it because without your input, this video would not be possible. I believe it makes sense to start the video off explaining what everyone was supposed to do and provide my findings for each question. Starting with question 1, it was a multiple choice question asking which platforms do people visit most frequently. So far, as you can look at this chart, we have a wide array of responses, but 42 out of 50, so 84% of people voted YouTube. YouTube was the most visited platform throughout my survey. Second place was Instagram, with 35 out of 50 people voting on Instagram. That's 70% of all people. Discord had 25 out of 50 people, so you had 50% of people with Discord. So not quite as much, but still, top 3. I thought it was interesting that YouTube had the most. I mean, that's to be expected. It's on TV and everything. But Instagram actually was kind of getting a little bit close to YouTube in terms of frequently visited. So that was my first question. The next question was which one of these platforms do people like using the most? So it's more of a preference sort of thing. And you can see with this pie chart that we actually had a tie of number 1 being both Instagram and YouTube. So Instagram caught up in the preferences department, and both had a tie of 12 out of 50 people each vote on either Instagram or YouTube. So 24% of either or platform were the most preferred. Discord is also number 3 once again, but it had less people at 8. And only one below it as a runner-up, 4th place, was TikTok, which surprised me because I thought TikTok would have been more prevalent, more popular. But alas, it was not. Discord beat it out. Now, people used, I would have thought people would use TikTok as much as Instagram or more, but that did not show up in the survey. The next question was asking why people chose that preferred platform, and I got a number of responses. Going for Instagram and YouTube, because those were the most popular, people preferred to use Instagram because of its communication purposes, how easy it was for people to stay in contact with other people, and others have suggested that its content is a little bit funnier, which is interesting because there is a wide variety of content on every platform. But I mean, it makes sense. People really liked being able to stay in touch with people. That's a huge reason why social media is so prevalent in society today. People can look at posts from other people and they can direct message them. So you have talking on people directly as well as seeing what's going on in their lives. YouTube also makes sense because now it's more of like a TV program. It's on TV. People can use it just to watch content, longer videos or short videos, whatever people want to watch on there. So you have that. With YouTube too, you also have a large amount of people who said that it helped in raising them. There's a lot of tutorials and research on YouTube that people found very helpful in different situations. So there's a lot of research and inspiration in the vast variety of YouTube videos that helped it become tied for the most popular. I would have thought that one or the other would beat it, but it's interesting that it would get a tie. The next question I asked people on my survey was whether or not they thought that social media as a whole was helping or hurting society. Now this gave you sort of a chart, like a bar graph of different levels. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. People would select the number that they thought associated with hurting or helping, with 1 being hurting and 3 being helping. Typically people were kind of in the middle. There was 24 out of 50 people who couldn't really go either way. There are upsides and downsides, both of them sort of equal each other out. But I will say that the scales were skewed left a little bit, so more people thought that it was hurting rather than helping, and I believe that's pretty interesting. My last question is where things get pretty interesting because it goes with people's personal experiences. I won't be quoting or referencing someone's response entirely in this recording because I feel that it perhaps violates someone's privacy. So I will be referencing them and using them as points of discussion, but I will not be quoting them directly for people's safety. For people's thought, it was generally agreed that social media should be used in moderation. Using it too much could result in damages to your attention span. It can lead to feelings of anxiety or extreme loneliness. People have also said that the tool fails to be censored in the right ways. Some people think that it should be censored a little bit more. Some of the content can appear graphic or be controversial. Not everyone wants to hear everything. The tools lie in the hands of the beholder. People have said that others can use social media to make bad decisions that bog down the experience for others. This can lead to cyberbullying, rage baiting, accusations, and spread of misinformation. So these were all malpractices that people have mentioned. The mediums can also appear to be addicting to some while not offering much as a reward for using them, leaving a lot of people feeling empty or disappointed in themselves after scrolling for too long. One responder made it a point to warn parents not to give their children access to social media at such a young age because it can hurt their development. Now, as negative as all this sounds, it's not all bad. Some people have had zero issues. Much like other tools, it all boils down to how you use it. I want to give an example on how it helped somebody because a certain responder commented on being hard of hearing, and with the use of social media, it has broken some communication barriers. So it can help people day to day and open others to communicating with one another. All this being said, not everything is black and white. There are two sides to every coin after all. It's just up to us on which side we want to be on and how we want to use the platforms to benefit us. That about covers my survey. I want to thank again everyone who took the time to take my survey as well as watching this video. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you guys so much for taking the survey. Having so many different perspectives on a certain topic can really heighten an understanding on it. So it was really cool for me to look at everyone's responses. Much like the consensus of this survey, make sure you use social media to better your own life. Use it as a tool to get something out of rather than making yourself feel like you just wasted time. Until then, I hope you found this whole thing interesting, and I'll see everybody in another video. Take care.